phenomenal cosmic power. Itty bitty leaving space. Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Jeff Stone with a bunch of weird random things in his brain, coming to you today to talk about a $25 product called The Power of Your Mind by David Williams, not Williamson. Don't get confused by the two. What do you get for your $25? You get this book and a 16-minute video instruction, the end. So what's the effect? Well, it's simple enough. I'll just open to any old page here, and this is a book that can be fully examined, handed out to the spectator, everything, and they can literally open to any page. And you'll notice there are three things circled, if you will. I'm going to use circled because saying squared is weird. In green, right? So in this case, there is the 8 of diamonds there is the ladybug there, and then the cross of the ESP symbols. If I give this to them and they open to any page, let's say they pick this page, and they read to me all of the pictures, so in any order, pizza, looks like a moon there, a pencil, a sword, ladybug, and flowers. Just them reading them off, and then I will know that the circled thing is the ladybug. Same with the cards. They read off the cards to me, I will know the circled card is the 8 of diamonds, and the same with the ESP symbols. They read off the symbols, and I will know that the circled one is the cross. That's the effect. And they can do it on any page, right? This book is fully examinable. It looks like something that you might find in the supermarket on your way to check out, where they have those little books about like astrology or the zodiac or whatever, and those kind of things. In fact, I have a whole stack of those things. I love those books because they're great for presentational ideas. Anyway, so it looks like one of those things, and if you were to read it, there's a little bit of a thing at the beginning that just basically talks about how they say some people have the gift to read people's minds, and here's a little book to help you test that with your friends, right? So it looks like a genuine book. That's the basic effect and what you're getting. So what's the method? Well, it's simple enough. I'm not going to tip the whole thing, but believe it or not, the participant, co-walk, get out of my head, the participant is telling you the answer and they don't realize it. It's what it comes down to. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you anything else, but there's no memory work at all. There's none. There's one little thing that will take you a nanosecond to learn, the end, right? I mean, there's nothing to this thing. It's very simple to do. So the only thing I will say is with 2 of the pages I have flagged here, I'm going to ask you guys, I've done this before, and I'm not doing this just to build up comments, but I want to see, it's sort of an experiment to see how this would play out. So on this page, there are 6 images. Just look on this page here. Don't worry about the cards or anything. There's 6 images. One of them has a circle around it. Comment down below what, if you were to read this off to me, what you would say that image is, that circle, okay? That's number 1. Give you a second to comment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Time's up. That is a rabbit. Now, maybe you wrote rabbit. Maybe you wrote money. Next one. That one's not too bad. But this one, same thing. What is the circled image there? Oops, sorry, right there. What's the circled image? Give you a second to look at it. And if you were to read off all the pictures, you would say, oh, there's a boat, there's a butterfly, there's a rocket, there's a what? What would you say that is? In the comments below, go ahead and pause the video if you have to so I don't spoil it. It is a handbag, okay? Now, I thought purse. I thought other things but a handbag was not one that came to mind. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because those 2 cases, the spectator, if you don't know the book well enough, if you're not like somewhat familiar with it and you didn't know about those 2 cases and you were just going, because the system doesn't require you to have ever opened this book. That's the thing that's cool about it. I could have never opened this book ever and give it to you, and I've never seen the contents of it ever, and give it to you, and I could still tell you what was circled if you name everything off. So I know that kind of points to the method. I don't mean to do that. But the point is, if they say the wrong thing and I'm not familiar with the book, then I may miss, right? That being said, I just showed you what the 2 main ones were. So just know if they say the wrong word, you know what the right thing is, and that's all you need to know. So I'll leave it there. That's a minor thing. It's not that big of a deal. And I've gone through this book pretty thoroughly and looked at everything, and I couldn't find any others that seemed to be an issue. So I'm happy with it if I were going to perform it. Now, this is not really my kind of a thing, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But That's the method. As far as the method goes, it's solid other than that little minor thing I mentioned, and I think it's fixable. That's method.
Product quality.
As far as product quality goes, this thing's solid. It looks like one of these little books that you'd get at the supermarket, and it does look like a thing that really exists in the real non-magic world that you might have just found. And if you keep it in your pocket or in your whatever, your bag or whatever, and the subject comes up, it might be a fun thing to say, oh, I was at the supermarket, I found this the other day, check this thing out, it's kind of weird. It might be a good thing for just casual situations. It's, again, I talk a lot about this idea of I'm at a restaurant and the waitress is going to be showing a trick, right? It's just one of those kind of environments that I think is a good example of what I call casual magic. And you're there talking, and sometimes, depending on how chatty the waiter or the waitress is, you may end up in a conversation where you're talking about things, or they might be wearing an interesting shirt or a charm or a bracelet or something, and it leads the conversation there. Or if you've been there a couple times and they kind of know you, these kind of things I use for those situations. This is same as the one I mentioned earlier about the horror scope card that I reviewed. It may be in the past, it may be in the future, I don't know. But it's another one that's kind of that same vein. Anyway, but it's solid. This is really, you could give this out, they could keep it. They'd never find the secret, because what they would do is they'd read the instructions and they would try it out on their friends and see if they could figure it out, if they could guess that after reading off these 6 things, oh, the thing that's highlighted is the whatever, right? So they would just try it out as a game themselves. So solid product quality. The teaching video is great. It covers everything you need to know very clearly, and in the amount of detail you need. It's only like 16 minutes, but that's all you need. All right, ad copy integrity. Not much to say. The video trailer shows you exactly what you're going to get. It even says in there, open it up to any page, read off the images, and I can tell you which one's been highlighted or ringed or circled or whatever. And that works for if you read off all the cards or the symbols. And if you want, you can just have them open to any page and read off everything. And you could tell them, oh, then this card is highlighted and this object is highlighted and this ESP symbol is highlighted. You can do them all at once, or you can do them in groups. You can repeat it. You don't have to be anywhere near the book, as long as you can hear them read the words off, and they can do it in any order. That's it. That's exactly what happens in the video, and that's exactly what you get. The written ad copy, exactly right. All solid. So, final thoughts on this one. The effect, in my opinion, is decent. Now, my liking or disliking of an effect doesn't affect the star rating, but just thought I'd give you my opinion about that it's a decent effect in my opinion. The method, it's easy, it's reliable. The product quality, solid. Ad copy, accurate. That's a good summary of everything. If you like the effect, or you think that this is something that would work in your repertoire, it's not a difficult decision. It is very simple, and you've seen everything you need to know if this is something that you would want to buy. But if you like the effect, I think you'll be happy with your purchase. One thing I'll throw in there as a caveat, if I were to do this, other than the, hey, waitress, check this out, whatever, I might, in a show, claim one of 2 things. That I saw it at the supermarket, and being a mentalist myself, or a mind reader, I'm talking to my audience, I thought I'd pick it up because it looked fun. So you guys want to try it out? I might do it that way. Or I might say, yeah, when I first started, I found this thing at the supermarket, and I learned the basics of mind reading by using this. I played around with it, tested it out, and it turned out I was actually pretty good at being able to read people's thoughts. And so that's what led me down this career path, or something like that. I would maybe use it for something like that, not as a big showstopper. It would be an introduction to another effect that was a little bit more powerful. That's how I would use it. Feel free to steal that. Obviously, it's not that brilliant of an idea, but it might work for you if you wanted to use it. Final verdict, 4.5 stars with a stone status of gem. We're done with this one. Time for you to It's time for you to do all the things down below while you listen to random iTunes song of the moment, which is... All right then, another Dolly Parton, 2 in a row, man. What the heck? I don't know why I'm getting so many of her. Wash Day Blues. I'm running out of Dolly Parton stories, guys. I don't have any more. I've told them in the past few videos. So just check out Dolly Parton's music, especially her early stuff. My gosh, amazing. But I like all of her stuff. That's it. We're done. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time when we review. Until then, peace out.